Hello, everyone. My name is Murali Paluru. I'm a principal software engineer here at Rancher Labs. Today, I'm going to talk about load balancing, especially how we do load balancing in Kubernetes. So here is the agenda for today's talk. We will understand, what a load balancer is and why one would need a load balancer, and we'll go over the different types of load balancers from a networking perspective, and we will cover the different types of load balancer options that are available in Kubernetes. We'll go over each one of them in detail, and then we will have demos all along the way. And if you have any questions, as Matthew mentioned, please feel free to ask them in the webinar, in the GoToWebinar, and and also we will pause in between to take questions. And once the presentation is done, I will upload all the code snippets that I have used in this presentation in this particular GitHub repository. All right, so let's take the scenario, like why are we all attending this webinar? Maybe you have a cool idea, or you are already working on a cool idea. We are all interested in making this world a better place. So let's say you have built an awesome application and you have launched it either in the cloud or in a data center or within your organization or within your enterprise, and then you have your initial users started using your application. And then you have built such an awesome app that it became a viral sensation, and you have lots of users. And now you have a problem. Your load balancer, your server is not capable to handle so many users. So you have a problem. So what do we do? So the next thing that we do is we increase the number of servers that can serve the increasing demand from the users. And we use a device called load balancer in front of these servers, which can distribute the traffic to these various backend servers. So, a load balancer is nothing but a device which could be either physical or virtual that can distribute your incoming network traffic across your different backend servers, which are part of a cluster. Now, after your app became successful, your user started requesting for more security. So the first primary request is, hey, can you make your app use SSL certificates? So you go fetch your SSL certificates from let's say Let's Encrypt or some other CA, and then you have to install these certificates on all of your backend servers. After you do that, you will realize that either the SSL is taking too much of overhead on each of these backend servers, or you might find that it's becoming difficult to manage these certificates on all of these backend servers. So the load balancers have a functionality inbuilt to them where they can do SSL termination on the load balancer itself. So that way your backend servers can just focus on serving your application and not worry about SSL termination. And let's say you in your application, you have a request for some cool feature. You have built this cool feature, and also let's say there are like few small minor bugs that you wanted to fix. So you have done all those things. You have a new version of the app that you want to deploy. So how do you do that? You can take the advantage of the load balancer. You can do version upgrades of your app, which is on your backend servers, one after the other. And the load balancer is intelligent enough to take care of the downtime of a particular server, and then bringing the server back up once the new version is running. And you can do a lot of intelligent traffic engineering, traffic control. You can specify different rules and stuff like that. So it can help a load balancer can help in version upgrades. And there are other applications of load balancers. For example, there are web hosting companies which help different users launch their apps on their infrastructure, and a load balancer can provide this domain name routing for the different users. So, to summarize, load balancer can do multiple things, like it can do load distribution, SSL offloading, it can help you in version upgrades, and it can take care of routing. Any questions so far, Matthew?
Oh yeah, there are a few. Now, one is if you could paste into the chat the Git repo that you mentioned in one of your first slides, so that people can see it while you're doing your demonstrations.
Oh, I did not upload the manifest files yet, so I will do that at the end of the presentation.
Okay, cool. Awesome, thank you. The other questions are a little bit more specific to Rancher. You want me to just read them so you can keep them in mind
Okay.
as you go? So the first one is, I've set up load balancing as per the instructions for Rancher and don't actually know how to verify its function.
Got it. We will
Another
cover
one,
that.
okay, cool. Another one is, I've set up an Ingress load balancer, which is active, has an active status, but when I click the link, it's a 404.
Okay. Okay.
And let's see, would you use Istio or Ingress for load balancing an Ingress or Y? And will you cover any plans for Rancher integration with Metal LB for on-premise load balancing? And that's it so far.
Okay, cool. I will answer as we go along.